5-star readings with Debbie and Matty. 5-star readings only serving the best. Satisfaction guaranteed with Debbie and Matty. Always 5 stars, we don't do any less.
Hi everybody, hello, and hi from Debbie Duncan and Matty Tarot, and we are going to be doing some readings tonight, free readings tonight, so come on in. Matty was here a bit ago and he clicked off, so I'm sure he'll be right back. Hi Amanda, how are you? You guys can have me. Internet is acting up, so I think we're gonna get new boosters or call. And the gremlins are here, I'm sure. So I'm having internet trouble, but Matty comes on, his internet should be fine, but mine keeps turning off and on. So we're going to do our best to do some readings tonight, and by next week we'll have new boosters and we'll figure out the internet problem on my part. Hi Jasmina, how are you? So post your questions and we will be getting to those. You need to be 18 or older to get a reading. No legal, no medical, and no proper names in your question or we can't put it up. So you'd be putting love interest or person I'm thinking about or something like that instead of a name. And also, we ask you to like the broadcast. We have a lot of people watching right now, so like the broadcast. And also, if you can go to Matty Tarot if you're coming through YouTube, or if you're not, stop by YouTube to Matty Tarot and please subscribe. We're trying to really get his subscriber list really high right now. We want to get him to 1,000, so help me do that. Tell everybody about Matty. So also you guys, Saturday I start a new show at 1 p.m. Pacific time on Psychic Fixes, Facebook and YouTube. And I'm starting a show called Our Joyful Pathways. It's kind of a mouthful for me, but it's all about, we are aiming at women. We are aiming at women of a certain age, people that start menopause, and we are going to help you find your joyful spark or manage getting through that time of life. So that is very different from me, but it is very great to start a healing type of show. So I'll be doing that with Belcott, and I will be doing that, and she's all about Chinese astrology and things like that. We'll be doing crystal grids. If you want to learn this stuff, watch our show. And we're going to give away a Chinese astrology reading every one or more every show. So we'll be sending that to the person in a PDF. So please check us out Saturday at 1 p.m. Okay, you guys can put in, I'm not seeing any, of course my internet's goofy tonight. Matty should be here anytime. But I'm not seeing anybody's questions, and I see a lot of people here. So put your questions in. I'm ready to do some readings. I need to get a little piece of paper, though. So what are you thinking of? What do you need? What is your question? Let me know. And how everybody doing? Everybody doing okay? I am hoping that my internet is working. I have doors open and boosters on and all of that. Can anybody hear me? Let me know. Matty should be here anytime. I might have to reboot when Matty gets in here. everybody there? Anybody there? Okay, I can see you, so hopefully you can see me as well. I kind of have a surprise for Matty. Let me see if it's in here. I did something new, so let me check if it'll come up. So I did something new where I pulled a card for people, and then I asked the other side to do an AI image of it, and I did this for Matty. And I'm just checking to see if I put it in here and can show it to him. Let me try it as a looking at as a image for him. I want to leave it. It's not loading the show. Darn. Okay. Well, anyway, let me see if I have it somewhere else. I want to show you guys. It's funny. Well, it's probably serious, but I think it's funny. So let me go ahead and just double check image file. We are leaving StreamYard, you guys are going to a new platform because we're having problems with StreamYard. So, and I know I'm having some problems with my internet, but we're having a lot of problems with StreamYard. So next week, maybe we'll be on a new platform checking that out, and we'll see what it has. Okay, if I found it. Good. Okay, I did. See your comments. So I just pop over to Facebook. You can be there for a minute, and then you double check that is streaming. I can see that there's people watching. If Matty comes in, his internet should pick up and see what's going on and see what's going on. So I'm checking out. Okay. I see everybody now. He's here too.
Hi! Hi, everybody.
Okay.
What happened? You're having technical issues?
See, I was talking. I couldn't see any of your what you guys wrote. Okay.
You were having technical issues?
I'm looking at everybody.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Matty. Hello, Matty.
Can you?
Unsure if he's there. Okay. Can you guys hear me now? Can you guys hear?
Debbie. Uh-oh. Debbie. You guys, can you see me and hear me? You guys, can you see me and hear me? Oh, well,
I can hear you.
there you are. You can't see me, Debbie? I can see you. I can see everybody. I can see everything.
Can you hear me? Can you hear
See me,
me?
Debbie? I can see you. I can see here.
I can't see my camera.
You can't see your camera.
So you know what? I sent you a note that we are getting new stream. We're getting rid of StreamYard.
StreamYard's been epping up. No, I'm kidding. No, but they have. Anyway.
I don't know.
Debbie, try and figure it out.
I'm gonna go remove and come back.
All right, you guys. Hello, welcome to the show. This is 5-star read. Oh gosh, something's in my eyeball. This is 5-star readings with Debbie and Matty. And you have to be 18 or older to receive a reading. Okay, we don't do legal, we don't do medical. And we can't answer your question or put it up if you have somebody else's information, like personal info. So like someone's name. So if you're asking a question about a person, just say, you know, person on my mind, person of interest, my crush, my partner, you know, whatever you want to say. Anything but their name. So not whatever you want to say.
Hey.
All right, but
I'm here.
Hi, Debbie. Are you officially here this time? There is something in my eyeball. Hi, Debbie. We do legal, we don't do medical. And we can't. Well, this is fun. Debbie's having issues. No, I'm kidding. Debbie, who doesn't have issues? You guys, there's something in my eyeball. This is crazy. Okay. I'm going to try and do this the best I can with this very sharp thing in my eye. I was going to try out a different deck today. As you know, I don't know if you watch the show regularly. I have like, I don't even know. I have like 60 plus, maybe 50, but tarot decks. And I don't always use all of them. I have used all of them, but most of them just, you know, sit somewhere. It's more of I just like the variety. I like to collect them. So, but today I'm gonna pull one of them out and try it. So okay, so this one's called the Everyday Tarot. All right, so put your questions in and I will pick somebody. Hi, Cherry Blossom. I hope you are doing well. Let's see. You guys, like the show. Hit the thumbs up, please, and share. Like and share. Like and share. Like and share. Thank you. I sound like a seagull. One of those. Like and share. Like and share. Like and share. Hit the thumbs up. Okay, let's see. Okay, we're going to do this. Narina. Hi, Narina. Hi, Narina. Do you see me and my person of interest working out or no? Yes, I see you guys going to the gym and really pumping and getting that sweat and work. Totally joking. Let's see. Is this person of interest? Someone answer this for me. Is this person of interest? Debbie. I can hear myself. Is there something we can do about that?
I don't know. I don't hear you.
You're not.
You're
You don't
not.
have like a
You
video
don't
of
have
us
like a
playing.
video of us
I
playing.
can hear myself from
You can
your
hear
No,
computer.
myself
it's
from your computer.
only StreamYard right now.
That's crazy.
That's
Maybe in the
crazy.
settings
Maybe in
hit
the
echo
settings hit
cancellation or
echo
something.
cancellation or something.
Okay. I came downstairs because the internet, so I'm going to go get my cards.
Okay.
Okay.
Do you guys hear the echo? Because I definitely hear the echo. But it's coming out of like, it's like when I speak and then it plays on Debbie's end. Okay, anyway, Narina, answer this for me. Is this person of interest someone that you're already like interacting with, or is this somebody that like they're just of interest and you want to know if you can approach them and how that would go? Let me know. Thank you guys. Yes, the echo. Yes, dating, but complex as he's going through divorce. That's a tough one. Okay, let's just see what's going on. Your comment, you said, I want to say something about your comment. You said, we met by chance 1 year ago. I'll say something about that. Remind at the end. Okay. I'm pulling your cards. Just a moment. Hi, Debbie.
Hi, Debbie.
Hello.
So everyone says they can
Everyone says
hear
they can
me
hear
twice
me
when I
twice
speak
when
and
I
then out
speak
of
and
your
then out of your
side.
side.
Okay, let me check, I guess, my speaker settings.
Something like that,
Something
maybe.
like that, maybe.
Now we're going to pull some clarifying cards. I've got my Prism Oracle. We've got the crystal cards. Those are always a good one.
Always a good one.
And what are we drawn to?
Can you hear it now?
Tarot. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, they say I'm echoing.
Yeah, they say I'm
The
echoing.
thing, I'm not echoing.
I'm
It's
not echoing.
when I'm speaking and then it's playing out of Debbie's speakers for some reason.
Okay.
Because when she turns her thing off, it stops. It's so weird. I mean, Debbie, maybe just stay on mute while, and then I'll just not talk when you're going, like we normally do, but there'll just be an echo when we're interacting with each other. Oh. Okay. Here's the clarifiers, the Star and the King of Pentacles, which you don't see coming at the bottom of the Ten of Cups. Okay, so I'm going to say this. Overall, there's like a good potential for this to work. You guys have the chemistry. You guys have, you both have the necessary tools to create and facilitate a relationship. There are some obstacles, as always, as with anything, right? and with any relationship. First and foremost, you guys want like this new beginning. So it's like, I'm getting the energy on both sides. This thing in my eye is wild. I'm getting the energy on both sides that really there's this like kind of just wishing for a fresh start. There may have been some things that have happened here and there that like make both of you wary. But keep in mind that doubt is normal and it's totally human to be doubtful. And anything that's serious to you, that you care a lot about, you're going to have some point in time come where you doubt it. And that, a lot of people look at that and they think that is a reflection of the, circumstances. And they're like, and they take that into, they take that too far. But what it actually is a reflection of is your own insecurities. So doubt often comes from, many reasons, but the most common is from a lack of self-worth. Not a complete lack of, it doesn't have to be, but in some way, not feeling like, is this, am I enough? Am I good enough? Is this, is this the right move for me? So it comes from fear, of the unknown, and fear of like making a decision, because maybe fear of like something that becomes finite, instead of like, oh, let's just, see how it goes. Once it's like serious, then all the heavier emotions come in, and then that makes people fearful. So it's a fear of one's own vulnerability, a fear of one's own self, and a lack of seeing oneself for true value. So I'm just saying that to say that that's been stifling a lot of things between you two. There's the Magician's here and the Ten of Wands. There's a sense of overwhelm because the Seven of Wands comes out here. There's a sense of overwhelm because of someone has a really high defense, like a lot of defense, very defensive. I don't know. I'm not so like when I'm reading, energy is coming through and I kind of just, to the best of my ability, assigning it where it goes, but I may get it wrong sometimes. So, reverse roles as necessary. It could be, this energy could belong to one of you, both of you, a third party, whatever. I think, I can't really tell, but I think there's the defensiveness is coming from, first of all, this third party is very like intrusive, I'm getting, and then that causes issues. And then maybe when you get the way you guys are communicating, that one, I think it is your person of interest, they see your communication style as an attack or a criticism, and then they become defensive. So, and you're not intending it to be that way, but that is how they take it in. So I believe that's what's happening here, and it's caused a lot of disruption there. But here's the thing: the King of Cups comes out. So the key, the key to your guys' success is going to be learning how to communicate differently and being able to tame the emotions. So, this is helpful for anybody in life, but let's look at like the way we communicate about our feelings and our emotions, like the horse, right? And then our actual like actions based on those feelings and emotions as the carriage. Whenever you have the carriage getting in front of the horse, it's gonna crash, right? whenever you're acting out of emotion without taking the time to articulate, how you're feeling, and giving that buffering space of like benefit of the doubt. Let's not jump to conclusions. Let's not make assumptions. I'm upset. Here's why. What is your take on that? And because a lot of misunderstanding happens when there's the lack of that buffer space. And really that's I'm getting that's the only thing that's like an issue here. So if you guys can get that down, that would be monumental and tremendously helpful for you both. There's a lot of hope I see, and there's a want on both sides. So, there's like a message coming through like halfway, but I'm just going to hold off a second because I don't want to say like the wrong message. So let's just see what that turns into. But the King of Cups here talks about emotional regulation. The King of Cups talks about being able to balance the mind and the heart. And you have enough logic and reasoning to be able to say, make decisions that aren't totally emotionally driven, but also it's not so much that you're discrediting or dismissing your own emotions. A lot of the time we do that. We think, we get so much in our heads and we're logic based that we are dismissing ourselves and downplaying our own emotions. And that makes us emotionally numb. That makes us confused. That bottles things in. It turns into physical ailment over time. So emotions are really important to express, but in health, there's healthy ways to do so. And I always say emotions are actually really, really, really cool because it's like this feedback system that allows us to assess our environment, really. And they all have a purpose. So there's no like negative emotion. I mean, there's unpleasant ones that we don't appreciate and as much and that we don't really like to feel, but every one of them has a purpose. Like anger tells us when there's been an injustice and that something's not fair, or sadness tells us that we need to be vulnerable and release something's become too heavy, it's weighing on us. So and without all of them we wouldn't be able to really appreciate or feel any of them. So it is necessary, and they are all neutral, and they're all temporary. No emotion lasts. No emotion's forever. So keep that in mind. Sorry, I dropped the card. Okay, the message that was coming through is that I think sometimes it's best to... Okay, so the best way I can describe this is like, look at this marble, right? If I had a marble, that's the problem, right? And then look at the space you're giving it. So like if you put the marble in a shot glass, it's pretty much like filling up the whole bottom of the shot glass, right? Not much room to move. But if you put that marble then into a regular glass, now it's got some room. You put it now into a pail, it's got a lot of room. You put it in now it's in a dumpster, whatever, a big container. And now suddenly the problem seems so small. So it's just a metaphor saying you don't need to be on top of it with your claws dug in, and you don't need to figure it out right now, and you don't need to like smother it, because sometimes that makes the problem seem so much bigger and becomes so unbearable that it ruins the whole thing. So sometimes letting go, backing up, letting the dust settle, let things fall into place, and just kind of ride that wave while managing your own emotions in the process. It's really hard to do. There's It's like, oh, wouldn't that be so great if we could all do that? Yeah, right. We'd all be in so much better place if we could all do that, but it's really hard to do. I'll say that. You know, some people don't get it their entire life. Some people, I mean, all of us, it takes, nobody gets it right away. And some people don't ever get it at all. So you're not alone in the struggle. It is a journey. And I will say, what you don't see coming, though, is the 10 of Cups. I think I'm going to say this. I'm going to go out on a limb and say, I think you guys figure it out. Because the 10 of Cups is a, you know, the domestic partnership card. And it's like that relationship traditional that you envision, you know? So, and that's in the what you don't see coming space. I think you guys figure it out. My advice is to kind of take your claws out of it. Not take your claws out like you're gonna fight. Like take your claws out of it. It's not. I love this saying. All of your problems are still gonna be here tomorrow. You know, all of your problems are still gonna be here tomorrow. You don't need to figure everything out today. And there's no need to dwell and to torture yourself like that, because you could be enjoying this moment. You could be enjoying this. You could be enjoying that. And guess what? Tomorrow, that issue's still going to be here. So it's going to be here until it's not, until you solve it. That's kind of what it's saying, you know? And if there's nothing you can do right this second to change it, well, there's your answer. Stop worrying about it. Again, a lot easier said than done. I'm going to pull just a couple. Look at that. Trust. So trust is really important. Confidence. Yeah. You need to trust in the process and have confidence that what you envision and what you want. Look at that. Faith. I think it's pretty obvious what it's saying. Like I said, take your claws. Oh, wait. Take your claws out. Let go and let God. Trust, confidence, faith. Let go and let God. Here's your crystal card to close out the reading. Calcite. Positioning the stone in any room or on your person clears all negative energy and washes away bad vibrations. Filled with powerful positive energy, this stone stimulates your muscles and brain, making you feel more energetic and clear-minded. I think you're ruminating. And you're being, I mean, I don't think you're a negative person, but I think you're projecting your own insecurities and doubts onto the situation and then ruminating on that and just spiraling in your mind, when the reality is not always, it's not always a reflection. Your feelings are always valid, but they're not always a reflection of reality. Okay. I hope that helped. And that's all I have for you this evening. Thank you. Debbie.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Yay.
I'm going to go on.
Do Tammy King. And everything. What? I'm having problems. I can see I'm buffering there. Can you hear me okay? Can you hear me? You can. Okay. Tammy, the first card that comes down for you is Judgment card. And the Judgment card is one where you are trying to look at your goals and figure out what your desires are now. Sometimes we get pushed in a comfortable place where we have to sit down and think of new things up for us. So I feel like that's what you're doing, and it's a good thing to reassess yourself, your goals and your needs and your wants. So it just kind of just shows me that's where you are right now. So it's a big card that represents you. You have the energy of your home over you or a house. So this is kind of a big thing. I think you're thinking of that, or maybe a change is going to be coming in the future for you. I get in the future, though, that you will be getting a lot of emotional joy and success from something you do well. So here we have my talent card. So I really feel that you'll be celebrated maybe for something that you do or create. Now, the past position does show me you reflecting on your future. What should I do? Really thinking about what you want that's coming up. Now, we're into May right now, but it seems like maybe something rushed in, kind of took you in a new direction. I feel like if it was an idea, it was successfully implemented. I do have a celebration for you or a party. Sometimes this is such a good card. It's an engagement card. So I do feel like for mid to end of May, I feel really good about some kind of celebration here. When we get into June, I feel like you get a breather here. Things are going to be less drama in things happening, going along with the flow. Whatever's good for everybody's good for you. So the path of least resistance. So we have this time to skate through. I get a little indecision for you. I think this is important. Mid to end of June, like not seeing clearly, but needing to make a decision. I wouldn't worry about it too much. It looks like you're going to go in July into a new path. Let your intuition guide you. So let your spirit guides guide you. Ask for help to keep you on the path because you are ready to be positive and go off in a new direction. I see you communicating with the other side very strongly. Mid to end of July, I feel like watch your dreams and write it down when you wake up, or talk to the other side at nighttime. Remember when they say 3 a.m. type of things? For me right now, it's 4 a.m. that I wake up. But I see strong communication there that's going to be really important, and also will be really good in your growth of being spiritual and communicating with the other side. So very good, very strong, some really good stuff coming in there. Again, I feel like you are all about figuring out what you want. What do I want to achieve? What do I want to get? What do I want to manifest? So take that time to sit down and figure it out, or even write it out. What are your new goals? What do you want to achieve? And start manifesting for that. But a significant change in the home is coming, or you're thinking about your house. And that's what I have for you. Thank you, Tammy. And I'm going to go look at some new comments. Very
That was
true. Thank
lovely, Debbie.
you.
That was lovely.
Thank you. Hey, we're talking in real time.
Oh, wow. And I'm not echoing. I love it.
Yay. Well, I have a buffering circle going on, and we know we have problems with the internet. So we'll try to rectify that by next week.
Okay, yeah. I'm going to pick another person.
I do have something here. I want to show you something if I can find it really quickly in an image. And I tried something new. It's not going to come up, darn it.
I want to say Aesthetic Delta. You cannot put people's names. If you would like to resubmit your question without the name, Aesthetic Delta. Okay. Hey guys, that thing in my eye is gone.
What do you have?
I don't know, but it was attacking me.
Oh, like a bug?
It was like, no, something was in my eye. It was just very persistent. I don't know what it was, but it's not there anymore. Yay.
Oh.
Wow.
Well, okay. What?
That's just that's okay. It's a lot.
Can I tell you what I did?
Yeah.
Okay. This is for you. I love you so much. This is for you. I went and I said I want to take a card for people. So I was taking cards for people, then asked the other side to bring an AI image that had to do with that card. And the last one I did, I went ahead and did for you. And it was
Okay.
one of waiting on some kind of results. So your card was really meant waiting on some results, waiting to see what's going to happen. And this is the image that came up of this cat
That is
man
so interesting because I mean I love
What?
cats.
and
The-
waiting on something. Remember, see time, wristwatch.
okay, wait, Debbie, this is really eerie because okay, so like I don't even know, maybe it was like middle school, early high school, like one of my really close friends, well actually a few of my really close friends, they would literally just call me Cat Matt because I love cats, one, and two, I don't know, there was like a moment in time where I you know, we were drinking or something, I don't know, high school stuff, but I fell asleep right in front of a fireplace, like in like a little ball. And then ever since then, she was like, you were literally curled up in a ball in front of the fire like a cat, and just like Cat Matt. And then they always just call me Cat Matt after that, and it was just funny. So that's hilarious. Also, hairless cats, my favorite. Also, I like can't seem to figure out time for anything. I suck at time. I have no perception of time passing. Like, and it really, you know, it's really like time's been a struggle in my life. So that's so interesting. That
Well,
like,
the
did you
weird
give me any
thing is,
information about me?
no, I just connected your energy and I got that card and I
That's
put that
wild.
literally into AI. And then when I saw this, I asked the other side, really, is this meant for him? Because I'm kind of just making this up, doing
It
this.
is.
And I got a yes. And I go, okay, I have to give it to him and show him because they're telling me that's meant for you. And that's
It
my
is.
waiting to see what's going to happen, waiting to see what's going to happen in the world, all about time. And but when I saw the cat, I was like,
I'm
okay.
actually like blown away a little bit like that because there's no. I haven't even told you these things.
No, not at all. And so
It's so
decided
rude.
I decided I would do a show, and all of our followers can come on. They have to wait. They have a little bit of wait in between, but I will select a card for them and do an AI drawing and show it to them. So
That sounds fun.
I'm going to do it I'm going to do it as a show. Maybe I can get to it next week, but I got a lot of positive input, but when I got to yours, I thought, well, maybe I'm not doing this anymore. So, but thank you for the validation. That's pretty
No,
cool.
no. I mean, it's a creepy image. I don't know why it's so dark, but and why I don't have you know, paint on the wall, but hairless cats, I love them. I mean, I love cats, and time is probably the my biggest challenge in life. That's so interesting.
Yeah.
It's really
Well,
interesting.
anyway, it's your deal. It's your picture, but I just
I'm kind of
wanted to
creeped out.
see if it had a
I'm kind of creeped out.
connection.
I don't know how like AI kind of like it might be a little intrusive and no more than we need it to know.
It was different, yeah. But anyway, I thought it was kind of cool, but then I said, well, it's kind of creepy, but I said maybe they're telling me that it is connected to you and that's the one I'm supposed to show you, so I did.
I love it. Okay, Amantha. Amantha, is this person the one for me, or is he playing games? Oh, I just said for me. It's not even there. I just I just put that in there myself. Is this person the one, or is he playing games? There we go. You guys, while I'm pulling cards for you for Amantha, I would just want to say back to AI. Have you seen the I'll send it to you, Debbie. Have you seen the like there I wish I knew the guy's name, but he's like you'll know his face when you see him, but he's like a news guy. Anyway, I saw a video where he's talking about a new development in AI that it can read your mind. It can literally read your mind without being hooked up to you. Without being hooked up to you.
Yeah.
That's like it uses CAT scanning like technology, like the MRI type technology. And it reads your brainwaves that way, and then it decodes these brainwaves into actual text, like a sentence. And they have no idea how it does it. We couldn't take the same information and then make it into text and get it accurate the way this does. So we're just like,
so we're out of a job. We're going to be out of a job.
Well, it like can literally read your mind. It's kind of crazy.
Oh, well, we can talk to spirit there.
The way they know this is that they had a video in which they did not let the AI like make it aware of the video, so it has no knowledge of this video. It's totally random. But the person's watching the video, and then the AI is reading the person's brainwaves. And
wow.
without seeing the videos of like a person on a horse, and then they come to a cliff, and then they stop, and they like are or whatever. Without seeing the video, the AI is like, I am riding a horse, and now I'm at the edge of the cliff, and I'm going to fall, and I stop.
That would be really good.
I was jaw dropped. I was like, this is phenomenal. This is wild.
You need to use it for criminals when they are in court.
I don't know. Sounds like an invasion of privacy. Anyway.
Yeah. I mean, really, yeah.
Kind of
Except for I do that once in a while when I do readings on people that I want to look at.
Kim says, I think the internet has already been mind reading for some time. I don't think it's been mind reading, but I do think
it's been listening.
I think it listens. And here's the thing.
Yep.
I've kind of had like ads recently sometimes where I'm like, I didn't, because like we all know, if you say something out loud, you're going to see an ad for it like a few hours later.
Right.
Like, right. But there's been certain ones recently that are like creeping me out because I'm like, I didn't say that. I didn't talk about that. And so I'm like, are they somehow like using this development? And because like you're not even gonna have to say it anymore. You're just gonna have to think it, and then you're gonna get an ad for it. Like it's fucking.
Yeah. Well, we have, we're wired for internet and working with our internet all day. I talk to it and I get answers. I get all kinds of stuff. But so they are listening after we're done speaking with them. And so I did say something, like maybe antacid or something. And immediately on my phone, here was like, a product. So I know that they're listening that way. And I wish that they didn't have a program for that. These people have enough money that they do not need to invade our privacy.
Oh no, yeah, and it's blatantly obvious when it's happening. I went on this web. I was just making a joke to my husband. I was like, because this ad came up like 3 times in one day, and I had gone to the website one time, just like earlier that day, and I was like, you go to the, I went to the, I like said to the TV, I was like, I went to the website once. I was like, now like stop playing this ad, like.
I know. It's something I click off. I don't want it. I don't whatever, and it's in my face. And I said, I go in and I try to say, not interested in this. Hide this. Understand this. They can understand everything, but if you try to go, no, I don't want this, I don't know. So
I know, and I still think they low key track it anyway. Like they're not actually not taking the information. So that's a whole nother thing, though. Okay,
Are you
Amantha.
doing Amantha?
Yes, I am. Amantha.
Okay, I'm gonna pick somebody. So you guys put your question in.
Amantha, there's Amantha, you have, I'm gonna be really, I don't like, how do you say? Okay, wait, I'm gonna just preface this with this. A lot of people are like, I'm gonna just tell the truth and be blunt, and you know, if you don't like it, that's the way it is. Like, I'm not. I'm going to tell the truth and be blunt, but I'm gonna try and do it with as much tact as possible, because this is not an attack on you, and you shouldn't like get on yourself. But I'm gonna say this: you've got some healing to do. This is you. There's something that you're trying to fill a void that I'm just in the wrong way. You're trying to fill a void in the wrong way. And you want so desperately, not in the sense that you are desperate, like not saying that, but like it's the thing you want the most. Desperately is what I'm saying. Like you want it the most. You want so desperately to receive this validation from a person that you have largely invested in. And right now I think it's this person, and it's been this person for quite some time. But if you think about it, if you really sat with yourself and thought about it, you would assign this energy to anybody that if you decided in your head, this is the person, you know, and this is who I love, and you would then, you know, want that same, you'd want it just as bad, right? So, and that's concerning. That should be concerning. That should make you go, is this really love, or is this like my screwed up idea of what love is, because it's maybe attachment and a wound. I went through that same struggle, actually. I want to just say I went through the same struggle of I came to a realization one day that it didn't really matter. Like, if we want to be real, at one point in my life, I was insecure. I wasn't aware of it. I was trying to seek, you know, a relationship, and under the guise of like, oh, I have all this love to give, and I care, and I'm such a kind person. And I am caring, I am kind, I do have all this love to give. But subconsciously, I was trying to prove my own worth to myself by getting someone's validation. And I mean, all of this in your conscious mind sounds crazy, and you're probably like, it doesn't resonate. Like, that's not what I'm doing, because but if you really look at the dynamics of it, it is. But that's because the subconscious mind, we're not aware of it. So what I'm saying though is that, how do I say this? I went through the same struggle where I realized at one point, it's not, the person didn't matter. It was the idea of love in a relationship, and being, you know, someone loving me and having that. Like, I cared so much about that really it kept me from truly connecting with a person and actually taking in them as they are, which led me to then overlook and excuse inexcusable behaviors, things that, you know, this person is disrespectful. They clearly don't have your best intention at heart. They, they don't value you. They don't respect you. They don't, that's what that sort of thing leads to, because you're so hung up on the idea of being loved that it makes you stay with people, because the fear of what would happen without them is far greater than the pain in the moment. And that's because the pain in the moment, you're just rationally, you're explaining it away. You're justifying it in some way. Not so much like saying like, oh, this is okay to be, but you're finding excuses. You're finding justifications for why it is that you stay. Have you ever really asked yourself why it is that you stay? Have you ever really weighed what's the most heavy hitting like aspect of the relationship? Is it that, does it fall under the category of I love him, Is there a reason behind that? Does he treat you the way you want to be treated? Do you feel uplifted? Does he make you feel like you are a smart person? Does he value you in your presence and not in your presence? Does he have your back both in your company and when you're not around? What would you lose by losing this relationship? Would you lose, all these opportunities, or would you lose a bunch of continuous anxiety, heartache, stress, overwhelm, worry? I came to that realization as well one time. I was just like, letting this person, okay, I don't want to let this person go, but like letting them go, what am I going to miss? What would I miss? The fact that they make me feel like shit all the time. Like, I'm not going to miss that. Like, so I'm just saying, I think there's a truth that you need to sit with and accept, because I don't think you've accepted it yet. And it is that you need to make better decisions for yourself. And that is going to require a period of independence in which you are not filling all the parts of you that you feel are not able to survive on their own with the guise of this like fairy tale support system that's not actually that in reality. Because so essentially it's like, okay, people always love to use the term like, well, what do you bring to the table? What do you bring to the table? Everyone should be their own table. Everyone should be their own table. So many times we have people out that they got 3 legs on their table, and then they make a person the 4th leg. Or they got 2 legs on their table, they make the person the other 2. But what happens when that other person's not there? What happens when that person falters, like all humans do? And whether it's significant or whether it's just, a brief moment and a misunderstanding, somebody can't be there for you 24/7, have your back always validating you. People aren't validating machines. They're going to disagree with you. You're going to get upset at them. You're going to have a fight. You're going to clash. That's part of life. That's part of a relationship. But what's not part of a relationship, or shouldn't be, in my opinion, is the constant emotional roller coaster up and down. You don't know how to feel. You're confused. You are constantly seeking answers, can't seem to get clarity on anything. You're keeping yourself up at night. You the most simple, basic concepts, you find yourself explaining them to a person about how to be respectful and treat, speak to you like it with a shred of decency. Like, you wouldn't ever think you'd have to explain why this person, it just basic you know what I mean? You know exactly what I mean. Basic concepts where you're like, I can't even believe I'm explaining this right now. Like, what do you mean? But again, there's this like cognitive dissonance that happens where you justify it to yourself. And I say, again, I want to just really make it clear that I went through this like exact same struggle. So like, I say this from not only experience, but also with a lot of like empathy, because I don't think the right answer is to beat up on yourself and to tell yourself that you, are stupid or you make bad decisions or this, that, and the other. I don't think that at all. I actually think here's what helped me, and it may not help you, but it may. So people like us, our hearts are beautiful. They're loving, they're giving. We can sit there in the face of pain and, offense and disrespect and still give that benefit of the doubt and still love and still forgive and still embrace. And that's a superpower, actually. That's something you should be proud of. You are resilient. You have a lot of strength and courage to be able to do that, to be vulnerable in the face of those things and to still continue to try. A lot of people, they have something, they have like a falling out with a girlfriend in 7th grade, and then they hate women the rest of their life, and they never date anyone again, and they become cold-hearted and calloused. Like, you know what I mean? So I'm gonna joke, but the resilience is phenomenal. That's your strength. The part where it goes wrong for you is that you stay a little too long, or a lot too long, in situations where you should have been like, this ain't for me. I gotta get out of here. I gotta respect myself and go. Because I guarantee you, the moment you start doing that, the moment you take your power back and take control of your own agency and choose you instead of choosing love, that is the moment everything will shift for you. I know it sounds like I'm just talking and not doing your reading, but I am doing your reading, so I'll show you how it pertains. Page of Cups. This is like an apology, but it's like a small one. And there's potential here as well. So this talks about potential. And that's what I'm saying. Like, you have all this potential. Ace of Cups, emotional awakening. There's something you're not seeing, you need to be enlightened to. 7 of Cups, decisions. You've got to make better decisions for yourself regarding the lovers, love. And that starts with you, independence, 9 of Pentacles. And then 7 of Wands is the defense. So I don't think there's a thing of being too defensive and having all these walls, right? But there's also like a necessary need to stand up, a necessary part of defense where it's like, you got to stand up for yourself. You can't let people walk all over you. You got to have boundaries. You got to like say what you feel and don't accept less than, what is acceptable or what you want. And you got to, if you don't like something that's happening, you got to speak up and say something and not just be like, oh, I'm just going to, let this person drag me through the, you can't do that, because boundaries are the way sticking to your boundaries firmly is how you show people how to treat you. And when you let people get away with certain things over and over and over again, all you're teaching them is what they can get away with. They're learning, whether it's like conscious or not. And you probably can never say to somebody, hey, do you think this? And they'll be like, yeah, I think that. Like that no one. But here's what's really happening. They're learning, oh, you're not going to do anything when I disrespect you in this way. I can get away with it, and you're not going to do anything. You're still going to be here. So I don't have to take that seriously. And all I have to do is kind of appease you in the moment. And that seems to work for me. And I still get everything I want. And you're still here. And yeah, it's probably never going to change. And I'm never going. And there's no reversing that either. Because this person's already shown how many times? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, a million. That they don't give two shits, you know? Like, I know that hurts, but I'm going to say this. When you finally see what I'm saying and you finally like really start to uphold your own agency, you're going to have this realization where it's like, that person's not even in your league. Not even in your league. And you don't even want somebody like that. Really, you don't. You want somebody, there's somebody out there that's right for you. And it's not this person. Yeah, I mean, I see the Hermit card here at the bottom. What you don't see coming, the Hermit. I think you need to go inward and you need to walk in your own light for a moment. Flow came out, and then I'm going to have 2 crystal cards. These 2 flew out at the same time, and they're both purple. So I'm going to show charoite and lepidolite. Vibrations of transformation and deep love radiate from this stone as it cleanses all chakras. Its warm feelings remind you to live your life now and not wait to really be who you are. It helps you transform into being filled with self-love and a deep love for all life and this planet. This card screams to me, don't live in someone else's shadow and somebody else's idea of all their criticisms and judgments of you while you're trying to, live up to the expectation that they'll quite literally never, ever, ever, ever validate for you. You could meet all those requirements, but they're going to find something wrong every time. That's just how those type of people are. Lepidolite. Lepidolite is a stone of transition and change. Its strong vibrations quickly activate the heart chakra and the third eye. It can help you transition away from your sadness and lift you up with its strong celestial energy. Also, put it under your pillow to help with insomnia. I mean, I think it's pretty straightforward. Amantha, to answer your question directly, he is playing games. He's not the one. You need to pick yourself and you need to run because you're so much better than this. Okay? Sorry if it's not what you wanted to hear, but that's all I have for you this evening, and I hope it helps.
Oh, that was deep. Thank you. That was great. Okay. So, okay, I'm going to tell you about your investments. First of all, sticker moment. I'm going to put a sticker right here saying you're capable. I'm never worried about anybody gets this great multi-skilled card. So you can do whatever you want in life. So I want you to know that. They're showing me in 2026 a wish come true for you. When I look at the past, I feel like too much worry for you. And when I look at the year for your crypto, I feel like there's struggle, hard to go forward. It's stuck. There's big decisions to make. A lot of stuff here. I do have one trip for you, though. I feel like an adventure and fun. But by the way, the crypto is not going anywhere that you want it. You're not going to meet that goal. But can I tell you, I looked at 2026 quickly in 2 cards. And that's going to be your year. Money's going to come in on a regular basis. It's going to grow. And they're showing me that you will in your lifetime have success with money. So we have you ending up with wealth. So you're going to be wealthy, but not in 2026. 25. And that's what I have for you. All right. Well, I'm going to be taking off, and I got to go somewhere.
Okay, you gotta go. We're not gonna do a yes, no? We kind of went over. I'm sorry I talked so
Yeah,
long.
we're kind of a little bit. I have to get going. We what?
You had all those technical issues.
Yeah, we're going to figure it out. I don't know what changed. So we have to have somebody out, get some boosters. I got a new computer, so I could, figure out if that was a computer. It's not. It's the internet. It's still buffering, but at least we can talk. And I'm down in my living room right now. I just pulled the plug and ran. So anyway, good to see you, my friend.
Yes, always nice to see you. You guys, normally we do yes, no questions at the end. Today we're going to skip it because of the technical issues, and also we kind of went over. I talked forever, so sorry about that. Thank you for being here, though. We're going to close the show out with a little affirmation card for everyone.
Oh, how neat.
So, let's see. Today I am brave. Today I will step up to every challenge with courage. All right, and then one more from this.
Okay.
One more from this other deck. I am in sync with the flow of life.
Oh, I need to get in sync. I hurt my back and I have a purple toe all in a couple 2 days.
Debbie!
Yes, I have a purple toe.
This sounds terrible. Okay. I'm sorry.
I walked into the planter. What do you no good story on that.
I can already feel it. Ouch.
Yeah, when it gets those 3 little ones and one end up, I go, that'll be okay. Yeah. And then I was doing like over 2-hour reading, and I was like this doing it. And when I went and released my back, I could walk. I know. So it's okay. It's all right. So I've got to take off, and I'm going to another town nearby and get some stuff done.
Okay. Well,
okay, love you.
Thank you, everybody, for joining us. See you next Thursday. I will. Thank you. Bye, Debbie. We'll be here next Thursday, 6:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. 5-star ratings with Debbie and Matty. Stay tuned for our little theme song. Okay? It's going to play.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
It's 5-star readings with Debbie and Matty. 5-star readings, only serving the best. Satisfaction guaranteed with Debbie and Matty. Always 5 stars, we don't do any less.